just like some characters in Star Wars that come back from the dead,
Good.
some of the series that were laid to rest are coming back from the dead.
Oh, hell no!
In an article I found, it seems like Rogue Squadron that was laid to rest about a year ago or a year and a half ago, I think it was. They canned a whole bunch of these series that were coming out, but Rogue Squadron, which was laid to rest, all of a sudden is back in production or development, I should say.
We are back, baby.
And I wanted to go ahead and read this article along with you. I thought it was very interesting. So here we are on StarWarsNews.net, and it says Star Wars Rogue Squadron. And Rogue Squadron is back in development with Patty Jenkins writing. Now, I don't know a lot about Patty Jenkins, but I'll talk a little bit later on about what I do know. In a stunning turn of events, Patty Jenkins herself is saying that after Wonder Woman 3 was put on ice, she's back developing Rogue Squadron for Lucasfilm. The comment was made during her appearance at the podcast Talking Pictures, where, after host Ben Mankiewicz asked about the once canned Rogue Squadron, Patty Jenkins said the following. When I left Star Wars to do Wonder Woman 3 and I started working on that, we talked about, well, maybe I'll come back to Star Wars after Wonder Woman 3. So we did a deal for that to happen, started a deal. But when Wonder Woman 3 went away, Lucasfilm and I were like, oh, we got to finish this deal. We finished the deal right as the strike was beginning. So I now owe a draft of Star Wars. We will see what happens there. They have a hard job in front of them of what's the first movie they're going to do. They have other directors who have been working, but I'm now back doing Rogue Squadron. We need to develop, get it where we're both super happy about it.
Happy, happy, happy.
Rogue Squadron was reportedly shelved a few weeks before it was to enter pre-production, with the previous draft by Matthew Robinson. That happened in the fall of 2021, once it became clear that Jenkins' allegiance was with Warner Brothers and Wonder Woman 3. That movie was eventually also scrapped once James Gunn took over DC Studios and restarted the entire machinery. And there she is, Patty Jenkins. Shortly after that announcement was made, Patty Jenkins said on social media that she was back working for Lucasfilm on Rogue Squadron, but reports from a few months later and Kathleen Kennedy herself hinted that this wasn't really happening. Kennedy said in an interview during Star Wars Celebration, "It's not an abandoned project, it just didn't happen. Rogue Squadron. That definitely is something we still talk about. Whether it's a movie or whether it ends up being in the series space, that's definitely something."
Blah, blah, blah.
In May, a few days into the WGA strike, she followed up, "Lando is still on the books and Rogue Squadron is still on the books. We just want them to be great." Lando was shortly thereafter announced as a feature film after Stephen Glover slipped in a podcast interview.
Captain Lando Calrissian.
And it seems like Rogue Squadron was also suffering the same fate back then, with the studio revisiting it. However, Lucasfilm priorities at the moment are Jon Favreau's Mandalorian and Grogu, which will film this summer in California, and New Jedi Order, the Daisy Ridley-led movie that takes place 15 years after the rise of Skywalker. Other projects that remain in development include James Mangold's Dawn of the Jedi, which he will get to after he wraps up the Bob Dylan biopic that starts shooting this month. Taika Waititi's untitled Star Wars film, which he will hopefully tackle after Clara and the Sun, also shooting this spring. Sean Levy's untitled film, which he will also develop after Deadpool 3 comes out.
Okay, guys, let's get out there and make a difference. You know what to do.
Although not necessarily immediately after, as there could be another project in between, and the aforementioned Lando movie, of which we know nothing. The next Star Wars movie is currently scheduled for May 22nd, 2026, and that is The Mandalorian Grogu, which I think is a horrible title. They need to change that. And also, I don't know much about, like I was saying, about Patty Jenkins, but I do know that she came out with the movie Monster with Charlize Theron. She did the first Wonder Woman and the second Wonder Woman movie. And she was working on the third one, but that got unalived. I know Charlize Theron won an Academy Award for her role in Monster. And I really liked the first Wonder Woman movie. I thought it was really well done. And It had really good character development and a lot of action, which I really liked. And yeah, I liked it. So far, Patty Jenkins is on my positive list. I have directors that are on my negative list. And hopefully, Patty Jenkins will stay on the positive list, and she doesn't have any agendas to push. She just wants to make a fantastic movie, and Rogue Squadron could be a fantastic movie. It could be like Top Gun in space. Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing Rogue Squadron when it comes out. Hopefully, it'll be in a series and not a movie. I just don't think that in a movie, if they have multiple people, you get as much character development as you can in a TV series. The new series that's coming out pretty soon, if it kind of flops. Maybe this one will pick up and make the fans happy. That's all it's about, Disney. It's all about making the fans happy. You want to come resurrect this film that you unalived and bring it back. Don't push agendas. Just make it a quality, fantastic movie and let Patty Jenkins direct like she should, and we'll see. Those other directors that they were talking about, all the movies that they're doing right now, they don't sound anything like a Star Wars or sci-fi action adventure director would film. Why don't they go with Ridley Scott from Aliens, or James Cameron, or James Wan? Oh my gosh, I bet he would make a fantastic movie for Star Wars or a series, or even the director of the John Wick movies. He said he wanted to do some Star Wars stuff. So let's do that. Okay?
Don't fail me again.
All right. If you're enjoying my content, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit that bell notification. You'll know when I'm on and when I release some videos. Also, if you're interested, you should really check out this video. May the Force be with you always.